am Sydney Radka, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at FingerLakes1.com. We are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio. It is Wednesday, February 24th, Wine Wednesday, and I am joined by Jim Sinicropi and Katherine Chase of the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. We have been off for a few weeks. You know, we had some snowstorms. I just like to chalk it up to a February break like everybody was having. But we do have...
We had a snowstorm, and then we had a guest cancel like the morning of the show, and they couldn't be replaced. Yeah. I mean, that's like...
It was sad, but we hope we can get them back on. And
I don't know if I want to get them back on. They canceled on us.
But
like they
happen.
left us hanging. Yeah. They totally left us hanging.
Life happens. This show is brought to you today by Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. They are offering their order online, which is very popular right now. You can go right to their website at cicinos.com and find all their lovely, delicious foods that they are offering. And of course, they have new specials every month, and they're always delicious, and you just need to check
Well, you can
them out.
get pizza and wings, or you can get anything off their whole menu right to your house. I mean, right now, it's like this is like the grind part of winter, you know? So just go on their website and order and get your food in and take it easy.
Don't worry about going out there in the cold, but I wouldn't say that it's that cold today.
Not today, no.
Today we're going to be having a early St. Patrick's Day celebration, and I know you have a lot to tell us about, so you need to jump right into it.
So I am bringing Ireland to you guys today.
Woo! Love it.
It'll be after St. Patrick's Day for my next podcast, so we're doing it a little early. I actually did a little bit of Googling on St. Patrick's Day because it's such a commercialized holiday, realistically, that I really didn't know what it was about. My son was like, "Mom, what's St. Patrick's Day?" And I'm like, it's kind of just where people eat and drink more than they already do.
And we enjoy it.
There's more to it. It's a religious holiday celebrated in Ireland for over 1,000 years. St. Patrick is a patron saint of Ireland, and he's credited to bringing Christianity to Ireland. So they celebrate on the anniversary of his death every year by having a big old feast.
Okay.
So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
We've been celebrating it in the U.S. since...
Here in America, it's a little different.
It's a little different. 1601 is when we've started celebrating it, like when they started immigrating.
I wonder why they waited to 1601. It would have been nice to just start 1600.
It would have been nice. Way to be selfish. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little different for us. It's not an official holiday, but a lot of people drink beer. And if you're like me, I'm not a beer lover.
Green beer.
So I am bringing wine to you guys so you don't feel left out if you don't like Guinness or any other. I don't like any beers at all.
Shams or something.
Shandies? I don't know.
That's like a thing.
So let's get to it. Our first is an Irish beef stew. Although an Irish beef stew would have Guinness, this one has a Cabernet Sauvignon inside of it.
Wait, this stew does?
Yes, it does.
Oh!
That's why it smells so good.
Okay, let me smell it.
So the Cabernet that's also paired with it is what's inside of it. It's a 2015 Cab Sauv from Long Point Winery. It has flavors of blackberry, black cherry, dark currants, smoky, toasted, enhanced tannins. It's
delicious.
aged 5 years in American and Hungarian
dark.
oak. It's
After
just
I
released.
finish this, good thing I have like a toothbrush in my desk because I feel like it's going to stay.
It's hearty.
It's delicious.
That's why it pairs really well with beef stew. Red wines in general pair with beef stew because of the tannins. The tannins provide acidity and bitterness. It also helps tenderize and soften the heavier meats.
I love cooking wine for...
So, sip,
Eat, sip. Yep.
Okay.
So beef in general calls for medium to full-bodied
Good
bread.
stew. Is this Dinty
So
Moore?
good.
What's that?
Is this Dinty Moore?
I made it. It's homemade.
Everything she makes is homemade, and everything pairs so well already. I'm already impressed.
Well, this one was a no-brainer. You need a heavy red. If it's a light
This
red,
is really
the stew
heavy.
is kind of gonna
It's
take it away.
It's
Yeah.
a perfect pairing.
It just matches the velvetiness and the smoothness of it. I'm
really
saying that
does.
as if I tried it, but I have a lot of talking to, so I'll leave it later.
Yeah, it really does go perfect.
Yep.
So I'll make sure you know that, and you did well, of course.
Now a viewer emailed me or us, and they said that we look like amateurs if you hold the wine glass like you're holding it.
Oh no!
You're
want me
supposed to
do
hold
this
it by
and
the stem.
swirl
Well,
it?
I usually hold it, like this. I wrap right around there.
Oh, someone said that. You know what?
Well,
okay.
we don't want to spill on all the expensive equipment.
Yeah, they said
around.
that it makes us look amateurish. Well, none of us are professional.
I am an amateur.
Sommeliers. I can't even say the word.
It is a really difficult word to say.
Sommelier.
I just say some.
Why can I say it so easy? That's weird for me.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's why they make the stem, he said.
Well, pinky.
That's fair. That's fair.
This is too dangerous for me. I'm sorry. I'm an amateur. That's why I'm learning all of this. So that's a good tip. I do enjoy that.
Most of my wine glasses at home that I drink out of, unless there's a lot of people over, my everyday wine glass is it's a goblet.
Oh,
it doesn't have a stem.
Those I think more so down the road. Like my friends when they come over, I had those, and then they're all like, I don't want a stem because we're all probably a little bit messy sometimes. So. Maybe they're
I get pretty
away
irresponsible with my stem.
Yeah.
Kind of play with it, twirl it around. Especially
set it down on the ground.
The ones that have the angles like the flute does.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a fidgeter, and so if I can fidget with anything, I will, and the stem is just dangerous for me.
But thank you for that tip.
Really good beef stew.
That is really good.
That wine
You need to hurry up so I can finish the rest of it.
I know.
And a great Cab Sauv for Long Point.
Very much so.
You can make an argument that there's not a lot of great Cab Sauv in the Finger Lakes. It's not like their strength, but this is as good as any.
So just to back it up a little bit, or move forward, I guess I should say, March, the wine trial is celebrating Sauvignon month. So both Cabernet and Blancs.
Oh.
So we'll be featuring those. And Blanc is a little rarer of a cab. It's white, or not a cab, a Sauv. It's a white versus this red. So you'll be able to sample more Sauvignons.
This is so good.
The beef is so tender in your stew.
Thank you. It's because of the red.
It's because of the red wine. That's a secret. All right. Okay.
It's a slow cooker beef stew, if you're curious.
Oh,
but I did the searing of the chunks first.
You're amazing.
As per the instructions on the recipe.
You're
I follow
amazing.
directions very well.
Okay.
Okay, up next.
All right.
It's a traditional coal cannon.
Okay.
So, there's a few variations to this. Some have kale, some have cabbage. It's potatoes and kale or cabbage. And actually, kale and cabbage are from the same species.
Oh.
So
plants.
They're they are plants, but it's a little deeper than that. But they have different traits. But it's still a good option. So this is cabbage, green onion, potato, and bacon. And since I like to drop little facts on you guys.
Yes, please.
I had never heard of coal cannon until I was looking up. And I've probably seen this before, not knowing what it was.
Same.
So when I was looking up foods, I discovered this. It's so ancestral Irish diets were obviously potatoes. And secondary was the kale and cabbage. So the two were combined to create a more hearty, filling dish for the workmen so they could work long without eating. But they also serve this dish at Halloween time, but they put little trinkets in it when they bake it. It tells fortunes, like coins, sticks, and rags.
You're going to choke.
If you got a coin, it meant poverty. If you got the rag... Or not, the coin was wealth.
You might not know.
The rag was poverty. A stick was apparently an unhappy marriage or spousal abuse. It's really deep. But if they still do that now, I'm sure they have a little bit different. But anyways, I have it paired with two wines. The first one is a dry Vignoles from 6 Mile Creek Vineyards, and I think this is my first time bringing you guys a Vignoles.
Yeah, I tried the Pinot Grigio from Long Point.
Oh, okay. I got my notes backwards. Try it whichever. It doesn't matter. I'll talk about both.
Yeah, the Grigio.
And the second one is a Pinot Grigio from Long Point. I'm going to talk about the Vignoles first. Vignoles tends to be a sweeter wine, so this drier style is a little bit more rare. I love dry Vignoles.
Okay, I don't think we've ever had this
I don't think
here.
I brought it on either. It's a favorite of mine. It's a French hybrid grape, most commonly grown in the Finger Lakes and a few locations in the Midwest. The tastes and smells include honey, apricot, and vanilla.
So good.
The Pinot Grigio, which I believe in September I brought Pinot Gris grapes on.
You definitely did.
I just wanted to mention that.
It goes really good with your potato dish here.
Coal cannon.
Pinot flavors, Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris, varies greatly depending on the region. I think California Grigios taste a lot like our Rieslings. That's my go-to if, for God forbid, a restaurant doesn't have a Finger Lakes Riesling.
Right.
I'll go for a California Grigio because they're similar. Because they're both fruit forward. The Pinot has tropical passion fruit flavors, papaya, melons. Not quite fruit forward as Riesling, so it's a little drier, but it's still crisp with a vibrant finish. The reason both of these pair well with the potatoes, they both have a balanced acidity that complement the potato itself. And then the butter and
Really
cream,
good.
which is like a lot in there,
So good.
balances with a crisp finish, and that cuts through the heavy creaminess of the dish.
And the bacon on top.
And the bacon on top, because I had to make it to put it inside, so I'm like, I'll just put it on the top.
You really are, though, breaking some of the norms of being able to create a whole
Right.
St. Patrick's Day feast and not have to drink the beer with
You
it.
don't have to drink the beer. I don't like the beer.
Not really a beer person.
I'm not a big
Yeah, I'm
beer
not a
fan
beer-
either. to be
I'm not a
honest
beer
with you.
fan. But wine pairs well if you just pair it right. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this red probably won't taste as good with the potatoes. It's
Probably
definitely for the stew.
No, these really feel like they have gone perfect.
Yeah.
I think you should probably try at least
Okay.
a bite of it, because this cold cannon I would have with my...
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's a good take on mashed potatoes, honestly.
I loved the flavor, but I didn't love the crunch of the cabbage. But I'm not sure if maybe my cabbage was too big when I shredded it, because I couldn't find already
I
shredded
didn't
cabbage.
show it to the camera before I ate it all. Maybe you
I
guys
have.
did.
She's got...
Yeah.
Look at how perfect it looks. Would you eat this aside from just the regular cabbage that comes with the corned beef? Because I would switch out the cabbage and have this with my corned
Yeah,
beef.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
love
has
cabbage and
great
corned
flavor.
beef, but putting it in with potatoes
Me
is
too.
good.
Guess what?
You could
Now-
serve the first two dishes together too.
Right, yeah, I think it'd be
You could probably
perfect.
top the stew, even though the stew already has a potato. You could probably.
Now every time I'm picking up my glass, I'm trying to pick it up like this, and it just doesn't feel right.
It looks dainty.
It doesn't feel natural.
I'm like watching myself. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know. I need to
Honestly, though,
firmly grasp it.
The
Wow, that's vignettes.
the potatoes with the cold cannon with the wine is
Perfect.
really, really good.
It's like a whole meal right there for me. I would just eat these potatoes.
Just when the two
I mean, that's the
combine
point
in
of
your
it.
mouth, it's very good.
It's like
The
an
dry
explosion.
vignoles especially, I think, pairs well with it. The
That's
Pinot
what I
Gris
think
was a
too.
great Pinot Gris.
The saltiness of the bacon helps.
Would you think that this is healthier because it has the cabbage in it than a regular mashed potato?
No.
Well, so I guess kale is the more nutrient heavy of the two, kale
Okay.
versus
Kale's
cabbage.
healthy
but
if you
potato
eat
is
it.
so heavy.
Yeah.
I don't find potatoes healthy.
The only reason kale is healthy is because you eat it like just kale. You put a few
I
things on
enjoy
it,
kale.
but I mean, it's when you put it
course you
inside something like mashed
Enjoy
potatoes
everything.
with butter and cream, it's not healthy.
Yeah, I mean, this has heavy cream. There's butter, salt.
Deliciousness,
It's-
everything that you would want on St.
But
Patrick's
it's
Day.
going to be filling, and that's why they created this dish. And they have like Irish songs about it too, I guess. But it was, the
the
workers
worker man
shouldn't eat
makes
so much.
sense. Yeah.
Whereas we have like snacks in our pockets.
Yeah.
Well, Irish food is not great. That's why you only eat it once a year.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
can you imagine if every Sunday you were eating Irish food instead of like Italians eat
Yes.
the sauce and stuff?
I'm obsessed with corned beef, and every year it's like I do for Thanksgiving. I'm like, why don't I make this more? And yeah, that's
Well, you
just
should
me.
jazz up your cabbage and put some potatoes in
I'm
it.
going to, absolutely. Maybe it's the Irish in me. Why I'm so obsessed with some
It's
of the
got green
Irish
onion and
foods.
garlic.
I don't know. Like I said, I like the Irish food, but
That's you
couple-
just said it's bad. and
couple
that's why
times
you
a year.
only
Well, it's
eat
not as good as the other one.
It's not like eating Italian all the time.
Okay.
I guess.
I'm Italian too, so you get the best of both worlds, okay? And I love the food of all of it. So
Should
let's just
we
go.
move on to our last?
Yes,
We
let's do
should.
it.
It
All right,
looks
so-
delicious.
Last but not least, of course, I made an Irish soda bread.
Yeah.
It was my first time. I was nervous about how it would turn out. It worked perfect.
Okay.
You also have some butter if you want to add it to your bread or
I
your
do.
potatoes. I don't care.
This is what I'm
My
really
potatoes are
excited
gone.
about.
So I have this paired with Avery Spumante. Spumante means Italian. No, Italian. Start over. Spumante is Italian for sparkling.
There we go.
There we
There we
go.
go.
This is from 6 Mile Creek Vineyards. It is actually named after their dog Avery. It embodies her bubbly nature and carefree attitude.
Love it already.
It's a blended wine. It's got notes of strawberry from a Marichal Foch grape. It also has Cayuga and Vignoles grape as well.
It's so
a
good.
semi-dry carbonated blush wine, if you hadn't noticed by the bubbles, with strawberries and cherries.
It's so good. And
And
you never
so-
brought this either.
Nope, I've never brought this. So the soda bread is made without yeast. It gets its rise from buttermilk and baking soda. It's dense, soft, and crusty all rolled into one. So the bread calls for something slightly sweet to eat with it, especially with the raisins, which are optional, but I added in there because it was traditional.
Love raisins.
The fruity notes, I just said that. The lightness and the effervescence pair nicely with the dense fresh bread.
Oh
Didn't
my
have as
God.
much facts about that one, but
Oh, it's so good. This was your first time making this?
yeah.
Toot
The
toot.
bread's good.
Thank you.
It is. I mean, now sip.
I want to
sip,
try
eat,
this.
sip.
I'm excited.
I've been putting raisins in everything. Not everything, but a lot of things when I'm going to cook them.
Ooh,
just throw
wow,
raisins
this is
in.
good.
Like tomato sauce, marinara sauce.
What? And raisins?
Yeah,
Wow.
really good. They plump up.
Interesting.
Huh.
What else do I put the raisins in? I've been making a lot of pies lately,
wanna
and
make-
I'll
oh,
just
yeah.
throw raisins in as well.
I want to make this bread like right now.
Cherry
and I
pie
get home now.
with raisins, or
Jeez.
raisins. California golden raisins.
Oh yeah, that's different than your regular raisin, I would say, honestly, in my opinion.
I don't love raisins. I prefer to drink it before it gets to the raisin form. Because the raisin is just a petrified grape.
Another great fact by Catherine Chase. Okay,
That's actually
this is
from a
perfect.
movie. Benny and June, I think. It's an old movie with Johnny and Depp. You're too young.
Shut.
Bread is so good.
I know, and it really goes so perfect. Again,
I wish I had bought the Kerrygold Irish butter, but I just didn't.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
didn't think
okay.
of it till last minute.
Fine.
that's okay.
You're like,
We-
ew, it's the worst now.
We're okay with this, and you brought us some new ones that
I
you
did.
haven't, and
The Gris I
am so
have brought
excited.
on. Or the
Yes,
Grigio.
yes, I know that.
It's not a Gris, it's a Grigio, but
I was impressed with all 4 wines.
good.
The Long Point Winery Cab Sauv was really good, and
Yeah.
really thick and
It's hearty.
yeah,
It's a
like-
substantial
There's a
rub.
lot there,
I
and it
love
went great with the beef stew. The
This is a
Pinot
whole
Gris
meal.
from Long Point Winery is a solid Pinot. The dry vignoles with the potato together in my mouth was really was surprisingly like succulent and sultry.
Love that word.
And the Spumante goes great with this soda bread.
I like
6
love
Mile
how
Creek.
much you're opening my palate to all these new wines. Like that's my favorite part about all
Good.
this is besides knowing that I can pair it with so much more than I would ever think, and you being able to do it every single time now. I haven't
don't
had
put
to
that
fake
picture on me.
anything. I haven't
That's
had to
really
fake
good.
it, you know?
I'm like, you better pretend to like it if you don't.
yeah, I've never had to fake it here because you've done it so well.
Good. It opens my horizons as well. I've never tried this potato. I probably wouldn't want to. And like the quiche that I made the last time, I probably wouldn't have tried that. I made it 2 times since because I've loved it so
It
much.
was
And I
so
added
good.
bacon to it, which
Oh,
is really
of course,
good.
of course.
But like it's opening me too. But like if you eat this traditional Irish dinner, you would generally just only focus on the stew and you'd have the red.
Yeah.
But like you can have more than 1 glass of wine. so
we know
pair the potato too, or pair the like it's a big loaf of Irish soda bread. Like you're gonna have leftovers, so you can make toast with it. So you need another wine to go.
Well,
with
I
it.
love
Snack on this at night on the couch while you're watching TV.
I do love finding the right wine with whatever food that we might be making or at a restaurant when you know what you're going to order. That sometimes they come out and they want your drink order first, of course, but sometimes you haven't really decided what you're going to eat. But I
Yeah,
like to
that's
figure
so
out what I
true.
want to eat before I order my wine as well. And then, two glasses of wine and I'm good.
Oh.
Well, I mean, once you get to 3 or 4, the wine buzz to me is.
I mean, I can have a buzz after 1. So
But we basically drinking. You were a heavy pour today. Mm-hmm.
But-
She realized that before we came on air. I was like, realize you just filled that last one up all the way. And she's
it was
like,
so
oh,
fun
yeah.
with the bubbles. But this food is so hearty though.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a buzz. Normally I probably would, but it's so hearty. It's kind of helping you be able to drink more, and that's why the Irish drink a lot because they eat a lot too.
So, like,
That's not a real fact, but it seems like it's
I think
legit.
it is. Obviously, things are kind of opening up now, right? You guys are starting to have some events again.
Yeah.
correct?
So I got a whole sheet going on here.
Oh, okay. Please
But
tell us.
first, I want to congratulate Goose Watch Winery. They just won Best of Class for their 2015 Merlot in the New York Wine Classic.
Amazing.
Merlot, huh?
Yep, which is like the Oscars of wine for New York.
Amazing.
That's the same competition that has the Governor's Cup, and they will announce the winner on March 15th.
oh, my goodness.
But
It's
Goose
so
Watch
soon.
for their Merlot, yes. It's a month. Well, a few weeks, yeah. They're going to do it live on Facebook. So I mentioned already Cab Sauv month for March for the wine trail, so check out our page for that. There are still a few more days left of the dessert month. Not dessert, sparkling.
Oh,
I'm forgetting
okay.
already. They're all blending together for the sparkling month. So we have a sparkling here. Then we tried the cab So we have events in March coming up. Tour Run, Buttonwood Grove, and Knapp Winery teamed up together to make an event called the Chronology of Enology.
Whoa.
So enology is the science of wine and winemaking. So you start at the newest winery, Tour Run, which was opened in 2013, 2014. Go to Buttonwood, then you end at Knapp, who's been open since the early 80s.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, and you have a different wine experience at those, and you buy the ticket for all three. I think that's really neat. And there's food paired with it as well.
We love that.
Yeah, and then Buttonwood is also hosting an outdoor experience. It's kind of like an outdoor version of this, actually. They'll have stews. They're going to have the soda bread. They're going to have like an Irish charcuterie type of plate.
Oh.
And it's outside in front of like a fire cauldron. And then you can tour their production facility as well.
I think I saw their fire cauldrons.
Yep, they had one
posted.
just for Valentine's weekends,
Yes.
and now they're doing it again in March because it was really popular. But it's almost like a version of this.
That's what, and you should be proud of yourself because it's like you're, again, giving new ideas.
It was an accident. This was, like, it just happened to be. But it's St. Patrick's Day weekend and then the weekend after that. So it fits right
Fire cauldron.
Yeah, they're sweet.
They have a bunch of fire cauldrons out.
What's the difference between that and a fire pit?
The cauldron is
hanging,
like the metal.
and it's like a
Like,
big,
witches make stews
Yeah.
in it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think
So it's raised off the ground and higher up.
yeah.
can, like, stand
I
on
don't
it.
know what the difference would be, but I think they look aesthetically more
Yeah.
pleasing, and I mean that's.
And they probably don't damage the grass.
Yeah, that too.
And this weekend, both Swedish Hill and Goosewatch are doing kind of a tasting event called Sip and Soup, where you can get your flight of wine
Sounds
with some
perfect.
soup. So Swedish Hill has lasagna soup, and Goosewatch has a bacon potato soup, which I
Can't
think
go wrong.
sounds divine.
Of course.
But speaking of bacon, we are doing our Bacon on the Lake event.
Saw that.
We
It's a
have
big one.
revamped it. It's been a lot of work. It's not the same. But there is bacon and there is wine. It'll be April 16, 17, or 18. So tickets should be on sale next week
So
for that.
I know you had to change things up. Are you obviously only going to be able to let a certain amount of people on the actual property, or are
Yeah,
you doing
so
any virtual?
when you buy your tickets, you buy a schedule, and you have to follow that schedule. There are 6 wineries. It's really the only way to make sure all the wineries stay compliant at all hours throughout the day. And that, that's the biggest thing. There's New York regulations now on how many people they can have.
That's a lot of
and that's
work.
the most important thing, is to make sure everyone's safe. Employees, attendees, make sure they're distanced. It is a lot of work, but I think it'll be really great.
We're making great strides, though.
Yes, I
nationwide. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine was approved. 200 million doses or something
wow.
by
Oh,
March,
wow.
or by whenever. Soon.
One of those months.
Yeah.
Soon.
And and it won't be long. It won't be long. But
I hope not. Like, we're coming up. Spring is like
We're
literally
almost
less
on
than
the
30
year
days
mark.
away, maybe.
We canceled the bacon event 1 week before it was supposed to happen last year.
I think, it has been officially a year, right, since things started.
Yeah.
It's the first case.
Yeah.
And
it was like the
Wow.
first or second week
we're
of
like,
March.
this will be a few weeks.
I know. It is. Isn't it kind
That's what
of
we
crazy
thought.
to think back, though, like, on all the people that you talked to who said, like, oh, I think this is going to be something, and others that were like,
Yeah.
this ain't nothing.
This is nothing. Yeah.
Well, I can't take it anymore. And, the main thing is like people are getting vaccinated and they're saying stuff like, you're going to have to wear a mask maybe until 2023. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well,
What are you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about? Well, it's just, who knows? But I personally want to live my life. I feel like this whole year I missed out on so much stuff, and I understand a lot of people.
but it's a small period of time to sacrifice.
Yes, I
but
agree.
it's
it could
enough's
be longer.
enough.
Yes.
It
Enough's
does,
enough.
and like everyone who hosts entertainment is doing what they can to
Yeah.
get something for you.
Yep.
With what we've got.
Show, like, slowly
Can't
and
take it
surely
anymore.
seeing
I'm
it.
starting to reach my wits end.
Oh no! Well, just know that golf is coming up soon again,
yep.
so you'll be feeling a little bit more sane and woosah.
I know
correct?
something that will help you guys.
Ooh, please tell me.
It's not an event, but I have been working with Knapp Winery to create Cayuga Lake Wine Trail mixed cases to sell. So you can buy multiple wines from multiple wineries.
Oh,
Yep.
that's like
So that's one of the cool
really
things.
awesome.
Yeah, because I get calls all the time. Can we buy a mixed case? It would be nice to have different. And so
I don't know. I think last time we had Wine Wednesday, I told you guys I was constructing. I bought all these wine racks and then started to fill them with stuff.
So this will be perfect. There's 5 different options: dry red, dry white, a mix of dries and then 2 different sweet packs.
But they would be from different...
There'll be 6 different wines, 6 different wineries in the pack.
That's amazing. How long till this?
It'll be March, launched early March.
Oh my goodness.
There's a little bit of work that goes into it, but I think it'll be great. It'll help if one of the wineries you're like, I don't really know about, but then you try it and like it.
Yeah.
Good for you, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That is really exciting.
It is exciting.
And can they be like these boxes? Do you know if they're going to be able to be shipped?
Yep,
or
shipped only through New York State, to New York State.
Okay, well, still, that sounds amazing.
Because we have to follow the rules, but...
I do want Jim to touch base on the weather, though,
please.
Real quick.
Give us good news, though.
It is blowing my mind, but
What's going on out there?
I don't know. It was just freezing, I feel like, all last week, right?
Yeah, no, we've gone through
it definitely was.
a real cold stretch that we haven't had yet this winter. I mean, it's
for the first time,
and the snow is just relentless. It keeps coming.
Now,
but I think it's going to melt because Friday mostly sunny, high near 37. Saturday going to be kind of a miserable day with rain and snow, but mostly cloudy, high near 48.
What?
So it could possibly reach 50, and then Sunday, pick day, partly sunny, high near 48 as well.
Wow.
Head back to work on Monday, high of 38. Tuesday it gets a little cooler again, supposedly, but mostly
that doesn't like. I guarantee if you're driving by the lake at Geneva, people are going to be walking with shorts and T-shirts on.
There's always that one person.
I'll put some shorts on if it's 50 degrees.
Yeah.
My son was like, why can't I wear shorts to school? It's winter.
But we got so much snow, it's all going to like melt.
It's going to be
wet.
You know, I hate that the most with
it's
my
a transition period.
But once we get rid of the snow on the ground, then we're like really moving forward. I hope for an early spring in March. And
hopefully.
And we have to worry about people getting crazy again. And if, like, obviously I don't think I could see us having any kind of shutdown, but I just get
you think people are going to be overindulgent and create another spike in virus cases?
Let's hope not.
Why would you say that?
I'm being a realist, you know. I am an idealist for sure, but I am being realistic. And
warm weather makes you happy.
It makes you want to start getting a little bit crazy.
Well, the nice thing about this is you can go outside. Like, that's why summer last year wasn't that bad, because you were able to get outside. People are willing to get together outside.
Yep.
And no better place than a golf course during a pandemic, if you ask me.
And then go to the winery after because they have all that yard.
Yeah. So, like, I saw, like, wineries are opening up for tastings again as well, like, slowly and surely.
Yeah, most of them did remain open this whole time for tastings.
Well, right.
A few of them, when there was a spike, did shut down their tastings and just offered curbside. But more and more are starting to offer. And it's a slower time, too. So some cut back just the
Saturday we went to Rosalie's. It was my birthday Saturday.
Oh yes, happy birthday!
And we went to Rosalie's for dinner. But before we went to the winery in Skinny Atlas, starts with an A. Avondale, Arudale, or something like that.
Sure.
Avondale.
I know
from
what
Frozen.
you're talking about.
I know. Yeah.
It was all right, but there was a pretty steady crowd in there. But they were very obviously militant about,
you have to be,
how you check in and one at a time, and they sprayed your hands and you had to sit.
Wow.
There was activity there, and it was snowy Saturday, especially in Cayuga County. Then went to the Sherwood real quick. That place was packed, although socially distanced, but
we have
crowded.
A new definition of packed now.
Right. And
So
then
sad.
Off to Rosalie's with 5 p.m. dinner reservations.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice and early, still light
you're
out.
getting old. You're getting up there.
Oh yeah, I am.
So you have to do the early bird specials. Do you get discounts yet?
I asked for the senior discount.
I think AARP is first, right?
Oh,
yeah,
that's like
know.
50. I think it's like 54, 55. I don't know.
Well,
I have no idea how old
I
you
turned 49.
Oh.
So you got some time before you can start collecting that discount.
Yeah, it's
year.
just a number.
It's just a number. That's what they
Age
say.
is just a number. I agree, but
tell my back that.
Yeah. Right.
I've been feeling great physically.
That's
I
good.
just put on a little weight in the winter usually,
It's
and I've
just to
kind of
keep
kept it
warm.
under control this winter. But that's when that's when my knees start to, if I get overweight, that's when the aches and pains start.
But you golf and then it's gone, and that's annoying. But it's great for you.
Well, more
It's
than
annoying.
just golf, I try not to eat
A lot.
I don't eat as much in the summer as I would in the winter, but I've controlled it this winter to the point where I'm usually like 25 to 30 pounds overweight by now, and now I'm about 12 pounds overweight. But who's counting?
Who's counting? Not you.
Not us. All I'm worried about is this upcoming St. Patrick's Day, because I'm going to celebrate it in a smaller fashion than I usually would.
Can you handle that?
I can handle
I wonder
it.
if the Red Brick in downtown Seneca Falls will have their traditional
I don't know.
St. Patrick's Day. The Red's place is getting ready to reopen again. Is the
Really?
Red Brick
Red
Tavern.
Brick Pub.
Red Brick Pub.
Okay.
Brick Pub.
I
And
didn't know what you were talking about.
Breaking
they
news.
had some damn shams, and they had the green beers, and they had it all,
Yeah.
and that's where I loved it.
Corned beef
But you know
and
what
cabbage.
wines you can get too if you don't.
Yes, right. This is what you have to worry about now. Like, since they don't have it, Syracuse shut down their green beer day. Like,
And the whole parade last year. I don't know about this.
Probably.
This year.
I'm sure it's shut down this year too. But
That's how it started when it first came. Was
Right.
like the little Irish blocks would have like their own individual parades. Then eventually they came and had a giant parade, and then like the president went to it, and then it just blew up. Now it's on the calendar.
yeah, I love it.
That's an abbreviated version of the history.
But you're seeing here firsthand that you don't need the beers
No.
that are missing out this year. You need the
If you're not a
wines
beer fan, yeah.
from the local wineries, and you need
Yeah.
to make a great dish if you're staying home and being safe.
Yes.
And
Put it in your food. I
Yeah.
thought about putting the wine in the potatoes. I'm like, chill out, lady.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. In the beef, anything with meat, obviously.
I think it was perfect, but unfortunately, we're already out of time. I hope you were able to tell us as much as you
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to
I
tell
got.
us.
I have like
Anything
3
else?
pages of notes. No, I got it all.
You did a good job.
It's
Again,
just there's more stuff going on because there is warmer weather coming, and there's like that hope, and so we're just starting to expand and work on stuff for the spring.
so you'll be posting all of that, I'm sure,
for
onto
sure.
our deals site, like you always do, our
Definitely.
event site.
So Wednesday, the 24th of March, will be the next Wine Wednesday. What are you going to have in store for us then? You
All
got,
right.
not everything has to be a 5-course meal, you know.
No, I know. I don't know. I will have rosés coming up. A lot of the wineries are
yes.
releasing their newest vintages.
Oh,
So I
exciting.
might do that depending on how many have released. But I don't know. I usually honestly figure it out like a week or two beforehand.
You do great.
I
I do
just
better
had
under
a little
pressure.
idea. Something with, not necessarily next month, but something to think about since we're doing so many of these. You're going to run out of ideas. Salsa.
Oh,
Salsa,
salsa, okay. Like pineapple salsa?
Well, like Barrick
No, the
Winery
dancing.
makes,
Yeah.
Barrick Winery makes stuff, different salsas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm sure there's different salsas from around, and maybe, I don't know.
We
Just
haven't
an
even
idea.
touched base on we could have a whole jam day.
A whole jam
Jam
day.
So
day,
many
yeah.
jams. Yeah.
So many jams.
Just know that means
We can bring in a toaster.
local. Yeah.
You know, I will. I brought my
She
toaster oven
has.
last
Yeah,
month.
she did that before.
I needed to heat the steak up properly.
It was delicious. This was delicious. You knocked it out of the park.
Thank you.
Excellent,
Thank
Catherine.
you again,
Thank you
of
again
course,
for
for
feeding
coming.
us and
We'll see you
having us
in a month.
getting us
Yes.
drunk on a Wednesday morning.
Love that.
You're the one that made the time earlier.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, we're done. We're done for real. Thank you, everybody that joined us. If you enjoyed our show, you can click like, you can share with your friends, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be back next Wednesday for real this time. And until then, enjoy this warmer weather here in the Finger Lakes this weekend. Bye.